Well then, good morning everybody, road trip. Let's try that again. Good morning, road trippers. It's early in the morning. It's 9 a.m. here in Chicago. Yeah, that's not really early. I've been up, had my coffee, took my shower, and let's get on with this thing. Now, let's see what's going on. First of all, I want to address a question that I did not get until after the stream yesterday. It's just about Driveaway driving, and he asked me, "What is, or how did I find out about the brake system that you have to put on a tow car?" Well, basically, I was talking to my dispatcher about getting a tow car, and he told me that you need to get a brake system for some states. And then I did some Googling and found out what was out there. Very, very simple. And yes, I did answer him in the comments too, so he does know what's going on. Today we are going to talk about a couple of things because I just got an email from Uber about a possible rideshare tax here in Chicago. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we are going to talk about the Hurricane Matthew that is affecting everybody in Florida practically, and Georgia and South Carolina too. So I'm hoping we get some people to come in because that would be wonderful. And let's talk about what makes me qualified to even talk about anything at all and travel related. Well, first of all, I was a Driveaway driver for many, many years. I've been driven all over the country of the United States except for Hawaii. I've driven to Alaska. I lived in Alaska for about 5 months doing tours as a bus driver, and I also, or as a coach driver, I have also been a tour manager for about 5 years, which that kind of helps me out because I basically took people on vacation and all over the country, and I had people come into Chicago, some student groups come into Chicago, and I had to deal with a lot of touristy things. Oh, hey, and everybody who's watching, welcome! And I have a nose itch. Gotta love that. It's live, can't do much about it. What also qualifies me for while traveling, I guess Uber kind of does, but it doesn't. But I do Uber driving also. So first, let's talk about really quick because I want to wait till there's more people to talk about Matthew. But right now, let's quickly talk about this letter I got from Uber like 30 minutes ago. So this is really quick here. So basically, what it says is that there's an ordinance that is proposed to give us taxes on ride shares in Chicago, and it says it's going to be more than $1 per trip, and this one here is saying call the commissioner and see what you can do about it and try to help not let this go through. I would love to know what your opinion on this is and see how that goes. I don't like it. I don't like any proposed tax. Anything that makes it more expensive to use rideshare makes people not want to use rideshare, and that affects drivers like myself and other drivers, meaning we're not so busy. So I would like to know any comments, questions, or whatever, and I would also like to say good morning to everybody once again. So, Hurricane Matthew. This is a big deal. It's pretty bad. I have been kind of watching it a little bit, and I knew a little bit about it, and more and more news comes out with what's going on in Haiti, with it being just one of the towns just being pretty much destroyed, and just as bad. It's not good. And there's also Cuba has a town that was affected quite heavily, and apparently that town had never even really seen any major hurricane in forever and a day. And now it's kind of over the Bahamas. Let's take a look at this real quick. It's over the Bahamas right now. This was as of what time? Well, this was a little bit earlier this morning, maybe an hour ago, roughly, because that's Eastern Daylight Time and we're on Chicago time. So yeah, it's about an hour ago. And you can see it's over the Bahamas, and we have all of these warnings and alerts all up and down the east coast of Florida, from north of Miami all the way into Georgia. And I'm hoping that anybody that's in those areas is, well, I hope you are taking appropriate precautions. Even in Fort Myers and Tampa, they've got the storm watch. So please, please, please take it easy, and if you can, get the heck out of there if you're going to be hit hard, if that's a possibility. If not, I'm sure you're preparing yourselves because you guys live in Florida and you know what that's all about. So let's talk about what happens when a hurricane or a big storm comes through an area, what do you do if you had travel plans and you were going to go to Florida this time of year? You knowing it's hurricane season, it's usually a little cheaper. And the odds, lately, this is the first hurricane that's actually hit Florida in, I think, over 10 years or somewhere around that. So, it's been due, but there hasn't been any big hurricanes in a while. So, you're taking a small risk to go down to Florida and have a vacation, but because it was a little cheaper. But now there's a hurricane, and what happens? Well, a lot of times, there's a lot of airlines are going to allow you to change your flight without the fees and all of that other things. If you're on a cruise, they don't go into the hurricane. Well, duh. I think it's Royal Caribbean, or one of them is heading to Key West probably. Several of them are heading to Mexico instead. They basically change their itineraries to make sure you still have a cruise. But if you're one of those passengers saying, "Well, dang it, I wanted to go to the Bahamas," it's like you don't really want to be in the Bahamas right now. Sorry. And I've heard of people like that. Have you heard of people like that have done that? And I have one person watching. Is it just me? We'll see. I do enjoy doing these live streams, and one thing I've noticed is that my subscriptions went down. So maybe my subscribers don't like it. Maybe I'll get new subscribers. Maybe I'll keep doing this. Maybe I won't. But now I know I'm like going off on tangents. Kind of got a little bit distracted for a second. Anyway, so let's talk about Mattchew. What kind of precautions do you take if you live in Florida, or what if you planned on traveling to those affected areas at this time? What did you do? Did you just completely cancel your plans? Did you just go somewhere else? And where did you go if you went somewhere else? Because travel is a very big deal. I wonder if I'm the only one watching. Yesterday we had a few people join in kind of late, so we will keep going and keep talking. More about, let's talk about the Uber thing with the taxes. I'll just go back to the letter real quick. Again, I got this at like 8:30 this morning, so a little more than a half hour ago. So what this tells me is that my opinion is that the taxi unions are pushing hard to get Uber out. And this is just one of the many ways. They're just trying to make it more expensive so that Uber cannot be competitive on price to get Uber and Lyft and any other rideshare out. The thing that they don't understand is that it doesn't matter. This happened in Austin, Texas. I mean, Austin, Texas, they put so many ordinances and all these good, they're not bad ordinances, but Uber and Lyft said, no, we're not doing it. Well, what happened was that like 5 or 6 other companies came in and took that business. So taxis, you got to understand one thing. Even if you get Uber and Lyft out, other companies are going to come in. This is the thing. Rideshare is a thing. You're not going to get rid of it anytime soon, especially when self-driving cars come out. And who knows? We could talk about self-driving cars a lot, and there's some people saying, oh, it's not going to be 10 years, it's going to be 20 years, it's going to be 5 years. I'm of the thought that it could be 5 or 10 years when I am no longer needed as a driver for Uber, which is why I don't plan on being an Uber driver for long term. And the reason I say that is because money drives everything. And Uber has a lot of money, and Uber can make a lot more money with self-driving cars rather than having drivers, because a self-driving car is going to be cheaper, and they will get to take all of the profits. Right now they take 75 to 85, or they take 20 to 25%. Hey, Black, hey, what's up, John? Nice to see you, man. So, what was I saying? Oh, Uber. And, it's all about the money. And if Uber can take that extra 75 to 80% more back and not give it to the driver, that's just more profit for them. So that's what I'm saying is money is going to drive this innovation of having self-driving cars. So Blacktop, where are you? Are you home up in the Northeast, or are you out traveling in your little motorhome? That's a big motorhome. Let's not lie. I have not been able to watch much videos lately. I have been very busy. So I'd love to hear from you, man. So you're my one watcher. Nice to see you. Bring some more friends over. Let's talk. Hey, I got someone up here. We got another question, maybe? Nope, that's me. Um, a bit of both. Okay, cool beans. Are you living in your RV now full time, or what's going on with that? Because like I said, I have not had a chance to keep up with anybody. I've been super uber busy. Ha ha. Bad joke. Sorry, very bad joke. You got back from the Midwest and you didn't stop by to say hi to me in Chicago. You mean you didn't drive that big beast of yours into Chicago? Probably a good idea. Because I wouldn't want to drive. Actually, I have driven something that big in the city of Chicago, and it's not much fun. Ah, use it or lose it. Gotcha. Vacation time is wonderful. With the Uber thing. Vacation time, I just don't get paid. Now, the wife and I, we are in 2 weeks. We are going to go camping in like old school style in tents. She's never been tent camping. You might be in Chicago around Christmas. We will have to talk because I would love to say hi to you and all that good stuff. Yeah, I knew it. Chicago. I knew what you meant. Anyway, yeah, stop on by or drop me a note, dude. I think you've got my email, or leave me a comment or whatever. I think we've chatted before. Pretty sure we have. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to say hi to you and see what's going on. I think I'll be around Chicago. But anyway, we're going camping in tents, and she's never been tent camping, so this ought to be interesting. We're only driving about an hour away, so we don't have anything bad. We're going to check out some fall foliage a little bit north of here, and I'm looking forward to it. I really am. It's only going to be one night. We've got our reservations. It was like $35. It's at a local place, so it was really cool. But we did get electricity because I'm not living without electricity. And of course, those are days I can't do a live stream because, well, it'll be out in the middle of nowhere and I don't have a laptop. Ooh, 2 people watching. Hey, second person, how are you? Well, I don't. I don't have a backyard. I don't think my landlord would appreciate me pitching a tent in their yard. Of course, he may or may not. But tent camping is definitely fun. Yeah, we've got the tents actually behind Teddy over there. The tents are sitting over there, and we're gonna have. I think it's gonna be fun. So, okay, Blacktop. What are your thoughts? So if you were in Florida, like right now, with the hurricane bearing down on you, Matthew coming in, would you try to hunker down or would you get the hell out of there? I'd really like to know. Because I know I'd just get the hell out of there. There's just no way. I would not, if I had any choice, I wouldn't be there. Oh, no, don't worry about changing the topic, dude. Don't even worry about it. This is a free-form thing. I talk a little bit about everything, so no worries. This is kind of a new thing. I started, yesterday, and I hope to gain a small audience. You would stay put. Really? I want to hear more on that. How would you, in your motorhome, you'd stay put in a motorhome? Would you, like, tie it down or something? Or would you go to the other side of the state? Or I'm kind of curious as how you would deal with that, because I don't know. Well, if I was staying at a hotel, I might stay put, but that's still even risky at times, from what I've seen on some videos. But then again, I'm not in this situation right now. So I'm curious, and anybody else, and feel free to comment in there and let me know what's going on. You've been through some wicked story, yeah, I bet you have, because they have hurricanes up there. I bet you have been through some pretty wild storms up there in the east, and I've not. We've had some heavy rains here in Chicago. We have tornado things. Living in an RV, I would roll out for sure. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, if you're living in your motorhome, that thing is going to get blown around or possibly get blown around. I'd get the hell out of there. That's cool, man. What about? I don't know. Do you even use Uber at all out there? Because you got the truck and you've got the motorhome. You probably don't even need an Uber ever, unless you're going out drinking. I think you kind of stay home. Non-coastal house, you would stay. Yeah. If you were sitting there on the Barrier Islands, I'd definitely be getting the hell out of there. So, whew. These live things are kind of difficult, man. You got to keep things talking and going, and I want to keep this going for about another 15 minutes and then be done. Between Uber and Matthew, I'm up for any kind of questions, whatever you guys want to talk about. more Mattchew, more whatever. You don't do Uber, but it's a great service. Yeah, it is a cool service, and this in Chicago taxis just don't like. Well, no taxi company likes it actually. I mean, in Spain they got violent in Spain. They were hell bent on not having Uber, and so far they don't. And I think Barcelona, I think is the one where it's at, where they had a few months ago they had some serious like practical riots in the streets with taxi drivers not letting Uber in. I don't have those kind of problems. I don't have any problems with Uber or taxi drivers. In fact, one day I had a taxi driver in my Uber. He needed a ride from the taxi company home. He and I had talked a little bit, and he's like, "No, Uber's here to stay, man. It's great." Self-driving buses. That's interesting. You say that because the company that Uber acquired to create their self-driving cars is a company creating the self-driving kit that you could actually put on trucks, commercial trucks. That's scary. And obviously, since you could put it on a truck, you'd be able to put it on a bus. Make some accommodations to how it steers differently. And if you've ever driven a bus, and you pretty much have the size of a bus in a motorhome, you know that steering is a little bit different. Getting around a corner, you got to take it pretty wide. With a truck, it's a little bit different because you got a bendy part, and then of course you have to have self-driving bendy buses, which is what we have here in Chicago. Yeah, it is kind of scary to have a self-driving anything, but you got both sides of it. You have it's great because if everything was self-driving, nobody would get in an accident. Well, I don't believe that either. I think that would still happen. Slow and steady is the key. You're absolutely right, man. You just keep it. Don't be doing 90 miles an hour in an RV or a bus or well, I've seen trucks do it, but oh my god. Yeah, you just kind of keep. I would when I was driving motorhomes and all around the country, I'd set the cruise around 60. 65 if it was in like an 80-mile-an-hour speed limit out west or 70-mile-an-hour speed limit. I'd keep it 60, 65. And that was kind of the limit that the company I worked for, Horizon, that's kind of where they wanted you to stay at. They didn't want you to go fast. They always said, we're not in a hurry. We don't want to endanger you, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's my thing with self-driving. If this is a kit that you can put on any vehicle, and if it's a detachable kit, you could technically put it on an RV. Think about that, self-driving RV. So you could be snoozing while driving. But then is that really a good road trip? I mean, my whole thing about a road trip is to enjoy the scenery. Now, you could be setting the self-driving on and just pulling out your camera and taking great pictures. 70 scary, because I know I've driven something I think it was your style motorhome. I've driven those way back when those sizes came out, and yeah, 70 miles an hour is a bit frightening. I caught myself doing that. I had a smaller. I don't want to mention which one it was, but it was one of the smaller frame Freightliner diesels. Those things will hit 7. You can set the cruise at 70, and it will stay at 70, and you'll still get good fuel mileage. I was out in Wyoming. And if you've ever been in Wyoming, that wind hit me, and oh my god, 16-year-old RV at 70 is crazy. Any RV at 70 can be crazy. I mean, not only for the sheer size of it and the momentum that you have. I mean, think about the gas you're it's just sucking money right out of your pocket. Oops, sorry about that shake. But you're sucking money right out of your pocket, man. It's craziness. And when, as a Driveaway driver, that's sucking money out of your pocket. That's your income. And your 16-year-old, I think you said you get about, 7 or 8 miles to the gallon, or 6? Because I think yours is a little heavier one from what I remember. That's what I'm trying to remember. Because I remember seeing the pictures, and I'm trying to think if it's, I don't think it's is it a Holiday Rambler? Because I remember when you bought it about a year ago-ish. Yeah, 7-ish. Yeah, that's a little frightening. 7 miles per gallon. So that's actually pretty good for something that size. With some generator. Okay, so you're using a generator too, and that's a good thing to have. Excuse me. Gotta love live streaming because you see all of my flaws. Oh, there's Teddy. Anyway, my wife bought this Teddy at Costco, and I just thought I'd stick him in the background for now. Anyway, so it's, we have 2 people watching still. Ooh, awesome. Had 3 for a minute there. I hope to get more someday. I think I might keep doing this. We'll see how it goes. So, where was I gonna go? See, this is why I edit, and I think I've been losing subscribers just starting yesterday when I did this. HR Vacationer, that's what it is, Holiday Rambler Vacationer. I remember those. I've driven those, and those things just they drive like a slug. I mean, that's what I remember, because I remember they were on the ones I drove were on a Ford chassis, and those things are they just feel like they feel like a heavy beast. That's what they feel like. You get those. I mean, I drove the Holiday Rambler, the bigger one. I think it was a bigger one. I don't know. It was a diesel. That was kind of nice. But the diesels, all Holiday Ramblers, you just feel heavy. At least I haven't driven a Holiday Rambler in 20 years. So this is the same type year that you have now, is right around that same thing, because you said 16 years old. So the ones that are a little older than what you have. Renting a car. Oh yeah, when you go camping. So when you go driving out, you'll go get a rental car and then drive around that area. Then towing. There you go. And we talked about that a little bit yesterday. I mean, you have a different situation than what I was in. You are camping. You are living in the RV, where I was just driving to make money. And with you, and I've heard other people like yourself that do this, that they rent the cars. They'll go to a campground, or they'll go to wherever they're going, their favorite spot, and they'll park it, and they'll get a ride to a rental car place, or they'll get Enterprise, where they'll come pick you up, or whatever, and they will then you have your car for the week or whatever. And I hear that's a fantastic thing to do, because you're not having wear and tear on your car, on your own car. And I totally see that. I mean, 33 PS. Okay, so 19,000 pounds. Okay, so it's a little heavy. Hey, look, a scam fraud calling me. Anyway, so it's a 33 footer, so it's not horribly long, 33, 34, and 19,000 pounds. So it's a little heavy. And is it the Ford chassis? I'm pretty sure that is a Ford chassis. I think all of the Holidays are, because I don't think many Chevy chassis. I don't think they. I don't know. I think Ford and Holiday Rambler had a big deal going on, or whatever. I don't know. You tell me if it's a Ford or whatever. I know there's a little bit of a lag here, but let's the rental cars. Yeah, renting a car. Now, who do you use? Do you use Enterprise, or do you use Budget, or Hertz, or some local company that you have? I can wait for just a few minutes. I don't want to keep a lot of quiet time on here, but we do have about 8 minutes left, and boy, I appreciate you sitting and talking to me, man. Because that's what this is about. This is about the interaction. V10, yeah, you got the V10, that big, yeah. That thing is a beast of an engine, man. It's got some power to it, but boy, like you said, it sucks the gas right out of there. I feel like I always felt like I could just feel my money flying out of my pocket. But oh. What was I going to say? Oh, this whole system here, the whole reason I'm doing this live stream is so that I can interact with people. And I love it that John's talking to me. I hope that's okay. I said your name. Jimmy. We'll call you Jimmy now. Sorry. You don't care whose car. Okay, a car's a car. That's what I thought. It's just whoever's got the best deal at the time, I'm sure, and it's as long as it's a decent running, good shape car, you're fine. Actually, the car I drive Uber with, the little red Ford Focus, it's formerly a rental car from the state you live in, I believe. No, maybe it was Pennsylvania, but basically out east. And and I'm pretty sure it was Enterprise, because I found the paperwork in there, and I think it's a company that's related to Enterprise. So my car that I drive Uber with is a former rental car, which it had a little more miles than I care to have, but I kind of got screwed on it. So we have another person watching. I would love to hear from that other person. And of course, that other person may just be me, because I do have the stream going on in the background so that I can see the comments. And I do want to have... Your social security number is 123456789. Correct? I hope I got that right. Yeah, I mean, John's a pretty rare name. I mean, somebody might guess who you are. Especially if they go look at your channel and check it out, and they might actually see you and see what you do, which I will pimp out your channel a little bit. Blacktop Boondocker, John, he's pretty cool to watch. He's got a lot of good tips. He's got some cool stuff. Let's see. I know you talked about electrical. You did what you did with your electrical for your RV. You went through the whole process of buying your RV. You kind of showed people the process. You showed people what you did to clean it up. Some modifications that you did. You show your camping. You show kind of where you don't show exactly where you like to go camping, but you show different things. You have. I like I like what you do. I like how you do that. That's your locker combo. um, Anyway, I like what you do with your channel. You're a no nonsense guy, and that's the best thing about you. I mean, people try to cause drama with you, and you're like, whatever, dude. I think that's the funniest thing is that you just don't care. You care, but you don't care. I mean, I understand it. So yeah, man, it's good to see you. That's really cool to see you. So there, I pimped out your channel. Just check him out, Blacktop Boondocker. If you look at the comments, you'll see his comments down there, and you can just click on his name and go to his channel. It should work. It might go to the Gmail or whatever, or the Google Plus, whatever the hell it is, and then it will also take you to his channel, so you can get to his channel. So there, that'll get you like 2 more subscribers. Oh, my channel's growing but small and slow, but that's okay. I don't really care. I like doing this. This is no problem. I like making videos. I like doing the fun editing stuff. Like the last one I edited was really cool, but I just don't have the time to sit down, record. As you know, it takes time to record the video and then edit it. And I like to edit in a different style, and I like to do a lot of different things. And I'm sorry I keep looking up, but I'm watching the screen to make sure everything looks good. But I like to edit my videos, and I don't know. I just have that's my thing. Tried to you missed yesterday's. That's okay. I'm probably going to do it again tomorrow. We're basically running a test for we as in me. We're going to run this test for maybe this week and next week. I'm going to try to do it like just weekdays at 9 o'clock because I know this is not the best time for most people, but if I do it in the evening, I'm missing out on Prime Uber money, and right now that's my income. That's what I'm making. I'm going to work on getting some other work, but yeah, I know it's about the quantity. It's about the quality of the work, and I agree with you on that. And that's definitely. I mean, that's why I don't know if this is going to work well. We'll see. I like doing the live because it's a little bit easier, and I get to talk to people, and I like the talking to people, and I see that we have people watching, and I love to have this interaction. It's fantastic. Have you done many live ones lately? I haven't seen. I know you used to do them. I think you did them on another channel for a while, but again, I have been so out of it. I've been just putting my videos up and running, kind of thing. Okay, so we're almost at the 30-minute mark, which is kind of where I want to keep it, is a 30-minute. Yesterday I ran into 40 minutes because somebody kept asking me a lot of questions, which is good. I like questions. It is hard to come up with a live topic. That's why today we talked a little bit about the Hurricane Matthew, because it's travel. It's travel related in essence, and I like to talk about current events. And I do want to talk a little bit. I talk a little bit about Uber, and I'll talk about stories, and I'll talk about whatever. But you only have so much, like you just said. It's really hard. That's why I appreciate you jumping in and chatting with me. It's been wonderful because that helps me continue on with this show. Exactly. That's what I'm doing. I'm just being. This is live is great, and just be yourself and don't sweat it. It's a little nerve-wracking, as I know you're aware of. Excuse me. It's a little nerve-wracking because people are mean on the internet, and they can say bad, ugly things. And this isn't vodka. This is water. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, live is fun. I do enjoy it. because I like the interaction. Man, something's wrong. We'll have to be ending this soon because I won't be able to talk. And that's the other thing I noticed yesterday. I couldn't talk it after I ended the show. I'm like, holy cow. No, today I'm doing a little better. It's all about the thing because I talk a lot when I'm in a ride at Uber. Yesterday I had a lady that, oh god, she was in my car for an hour because we went from O'Hare to her house at like 5 o'clock on in the afternoon. I didn't even expect to have anybody much yesterday, but anyway, so the whole time she gave me one word answers, which means shut the hell up. In my that's kind of what it means to me when people are not communicating. She was looking down at her phone. I mean, it's very classic signs of leave me alone. And so I did. It was a very quiet 1 hour ride. Whew. So that kind of sucked for me. I mean, it was fine for her because that's what she wanted. And then I had, before her, one of my first rides. Oh, you are not. Okay, hold on. I'll get back to that in just a second. The first ride I had yesterday, the lady, her and I talked the whole way, and she went all the way into the loop. We'll be ending soon. And it was a great conversation. I don't remember what the hell we talked about, but it was good. Now, you're saying you're going to be in Rosemont once or twice a year at the Westin? Dude, you have no idea how close that is to my apartment. We'll have to exchange numbers or something and meet up for lunch and have lunch or something, because I think that'd be cool. Or maybe you can be on my live stream if you want. I think that'd be kind of neat. We can have a little chit chat because I can do that. I can do these little split screen things. So, but what I am going to do, Mr. John, I'm going to throw this up. We're going to start wrapping it up because my voice is starting to hurt. You like how I did that? Isn't that cool? The software, if you look in the lower part of the screen there, you can see that this XSplit, I'm using the free version, which is really cool. So what I want to say is I'm going to keep doing these live streams for maybe about a week. We're going to do it every weekday, 9 a.m. We're just going to see how it goes. And if it fails, it fails. If it goes, it goes. John, you're more than welcome to join me again, of course, and so is anybody else. Come and talk about travel. We can talk about Uber. We can talk about Driveaway driving, which is also delivering motorhomes. We can talk about being a professional driver in semi-trucks. I've never done that, but if you know someone who would love to chat about it and tell us more about it, that'd be great. We can talk and see if Hurricane Matthew, what it does, and we can talk more about that tomorrow. And what else do I have? Oh, don't forget you can subscribe to the channel. Let's see. I can look, I can point straight to the subscribe button. Check out some other videos I've got. These are the more edited videos, the cool stuff. I think they're some of my better ones. The 9 tips for car rentals is my most popular video because I don't know, it gets found a lot because people are looking for car rentals. It's ridiculous how much views it's gotten. It's like, here's everything else I have, and here's that one video. It's amazing. But I also have some other videos. I have about 250 videos now, so go check out my videos. John, you have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining once again, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. And if you do, we're going to have to meet up when you come around into Chicago. I'll buy you lunch at, like, McDonald's. No, I don't do McDonald's. So until next time, until tomorrow, safe travels.